Here we have the 240 volt cable for the hookup. I'm going to put a household plug there. Hopefully I've got to get the wire up here all the way across that beam, down that beam into the fuse box there. Yeah, this is the hookups outlet I've got. It's a magnet type, so it just closes with a magnet. There's the hookup there. Also I've got a satellite cable installed. This is a push type end, so it's easier than trying to fiddle to do it up. It just pushes on, but it is a satellite cable. You can either have a satellite dish on the side of the vehicle, or you can fit an aerial at the top for terrestrial TV. I'm going to get a TV which will be a tuner for satellite and terrestrial. Yeah, here we have a consumer unit. It's a garage type consumer unit, 240 volt. Has a RCD trip switch. I've got two trip switches here, which is a B10. They're for basically plugs. That's going to be a spare. I was going to have a plug at the front, but I'm not going to fit it at the moment. That's the wire coming in from the outside hookup. You run both wires straight into the top of the main RCD. Obviously live goes into this one, and positive is that one, and then the positive comes out here, which is already in this consumer unit when you buy it, and goes up to the top bar. So everything's there for negative wires. Positive goes in the top there to make it live, and then it makes that bar at the back live. All these basically hook up to the bar to make them live. All you do then is put the lives coming out of anything you want to feed, which is from the top. So in this case, that's going to my plug. This negative there is already gone through the system to there and pick up with the earth, and then that will feed along here to my 240 volt normal household plug, and then the plug wire will go all the way over to the van to the other side. That's basically straightforward. This will only come live when I hook up to a 240 hookup when I go to a campsite, and then that will, you'll be able to use these plugs. It's quite a simple system. A lot of people put the earth to the van, but I'm not going to, because when you hook up to a site, it already has an earth through the system anyway. It's no point in having an earth for the 240 volt system, because this vehicle is on rubber tyres, or the van is for the negative on the 12 volt system. As you know, when the battery of the vehicle, the negative will always go to the body of the vehicle. So I'm not going to interfere with the body of the vehicle. In this case, using a 240 system, I'm using it separate. That's the cover put back on the consumer unit. I won't be able to undo this once I've got that panel there, so I've managed to cut a hole in there just so you can get your fingers in there to put the trip switch back if it goes off. This is an isolator for the main battery, for the leisure battery. So whenever I'm not using the van, I will make sure that's off. I'm going to put some fuses in there. I've got the this is to the auxiliary, which is going to operate the TV. That's the fridge, and that's the lights. They're all marked up. So I'll just put it back on. The wires go through the B post in the conduit. Always make sure you've got rubber grommets. Make sure the wires don't get rubbed and go through. This is the DC outlet for the TV, 1.5 volts, and then you've got the 6 volts for the fridge, positive and negative cable, and also I've got the coax cable for the satellite. So I've put the panel back in the van All I've got to do now is the control panel with the switches, and just connect the connectors to it and put fuses in there, and then screw it to the panel of the van. Today I'm going to make a plate to go on there to house the 240 volt plugs. I'm going to be using my trusted wallpaper to make a pattern, and then transfer that pattern to some 3mm ply. I'm going to be doing this side and that side. These two wires here will be joined together so it would link up to the opposite side. All you do is feel the edge with your finger and then go around with the pen, and that's the shape. I will go around using a ruler on the straight edges, and on the circles I'll be using some sort of I don't know, a can, anything to hand, so I can get the circle perfect. And I will slightly make it bigger. I'm going to make it 9.5 inches, so it goes around the outside. I don't want it to go too far over the edge, probably just there. That's the plug surround, carpeted. I made another backing plate. This enables this to go through the hole, like so. Backing plate, what it does, it goes on the back here, and when you do it up, it clamps it to the body of the vehicle. If you look, there's the backing plate. What you do is you push this back, and those wings go at the back of the backing plate, and it keeps it to the vehicle body. I'll just go and connect this to the plug and connect it and screw it in. Now I fitted the plate behind. That's quite secure, even though it's not screwed in. So once I screw this plate here, and then they bring them forward, that will lock everything in place. So that's the 13 amp switch socket with USB chargers on this side. I've gone for the thin plate to make it, because it's already stepped out there and I didn't want it stepping out again, so it's a nice flush look. These you can get from Wix, they're not that expensive. On this side I've just gone for the single plug, no USB, because I'm going to have a USB in my light switch. To get this shape here, I'll use one of these. Simply mark the middle of the hole, which is the middle of the van, select flat to the middle and keep that in the middle, and then just push, and that'll give you the shape. You can either have the slant that side or this side, doesn't matter. And I basically transferred that shape to the panel, and then the middle is here. I'm going to swap it over to get my template, and then fits on that line there, parallel with the roof. There we go. Before I start, it'd be a good idea to lift this harness out of the way. I mean, there's several ways you can do it, but the way I'm going to do it is use these pads. They're little sticky pads, and you put cable ties on them and strap the harness to it. If I know exactly where you're going to put it, I'm going to probably put it about here, because lowest point. So I'm going to stick one first of all just here. Clean surface. Get good adhesive. Don't put it that way. And simply cut it out. That's the harness, secure. I've chose this particular place because if I had it there, the wood will bend across it here. That's the highest, biggest gap I would have, so that's where I put it. But these do stick very well, very secure. That's the sound deadening fitted and the vapor barrier. I'm going to put on the insulation next. You can see the 6 leads hanging down for the lights. This is the original one. All the lights go through over there where the red wire is hanging down. That's a spare, and they drop down there to the control panel. Off the control panel I get power through and behind there where the fuse box is. As soon as I undone the van at the door, this will come on, give me light, and then I will be able to switch the lighting on once I'm in the van. I need to do the rest of the ceiling. As you see, it's got vapor barrier, sound deadening and insulation. All I do is plug these lights into there once the ceiling's up, put my hand through, and all I need to do then is I'll put a bit of tape around it just to make sure it doesn't come loose. I've already got the pattern drawn out for the second one. I will be putting a strip down so you won't see this gap. You won't see that gap at all. I'm going to put a thin strip across there, and how I'm going to do it is I'm going to screw it to the other board, and then it will fit in like so, so you won't see it. Around his position there, I've got a bracket riveted to the van, which is 4mm rivets. Drilled a 4mm hole and used a rivet gun just to put a couple of brackets. There's one there, one there, one there, and one there. All the rest use the holes in the van. Once you fit the owl-shaped brackets, which you can buy on eBay, you can just tap them up so they're slightly at an angle because it's slightly curved, and then just push these grommets in. These ones are hidden from the front, so it's only the back ones you can see, but I think it gives a good texture. The ceiling It's like Alcantara, but not. It's like a velvet suede effect. I also got this on eBay, about £90 to do this van.